Welcome to the Echoes of the Youth, the podcast that sheds light on the struggles and successes of young people in Mindanao. I'm Pretty.
And I'm Sam. Today, we're tackling an issue affecting thousands of young people: the lack of career guidance for out of school youth in Mindanao. Globally, 251 million young people are out of school, and 43% may never return. Without career guidance, many face unemployment and poverty, which is why UNSDG 8 Decent Work and Economic Growth advocates for better job opportunities.
In the Philippines, 2.1 million children have dropped out due to financial struggles. Youth unemployment is at 28%, four times higher than adults, making it harder to escape poverty.
The situation is even worse in Mindanao, where 65% of out of school youth lack career guidance. That's about 200,000 young people in Davao region alone. Existing programs help, but many still struggle to plan their future.
Well, career decisions shape lives. Now we know that without proper guidance, many young people feel lost.
In this episode, we'll explore real experiences, its impact, and possible solutions. Let's start by hearing from two inspiring young people, Christine and Daniel.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Now let's not keep our guests waiting and hear from them directly about their stories. Let's start with Christine. I would like to ask a question. Growing up, did you ever feel like there was this pressure to have everything figured out about your future? How did that affect you?
Honestly, yes. That pressure was always there whether people said it out loud or not. You grow up hearing adults ask, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And at first, it feels innocent. But the older you get, the more serious it becomes. By the time you reach high school, it felt like everyone expected me to have this clear plan for my life. And truthfully, I didn't. I remember during our moving up ceremony, some of my classmates were so confident saying they'd be engineers or teachers or doctors, and I was sitting there just blank. I didn't know what I wanted, but I was scared to admit it because it felt like everyone else already knew. That pressure really weighed on me. Instead of feeling excited about the future, I felt anxious.
Yeah, that's a common feeling, especially here where the moment you finish grade 10, it feels like everyone expects you to know what strand to take, what course to pursue. It's a lot for someone our age.
Exactly. And the worst part is, we are expected to make decisions that could affect the rest of our lives when we barely even know ourselves yet.
That leads me to another question. Did you ever feel like your dreams or interests didn't really align with what your family or community expected from you?
I still feel it sometimes.
Growing up,
There are certain careers that people in the community see as ideal, like being a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer. Basically, jobs that they think are safe or can bring pride to the family. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what happened is, people forget that not everyone dreams of the same things.
there were
There were
moments
moments when I felt like
I wasn't
I wasn't
allowed
allowed
to
to
think
dream
differently.
differently.
Like,
Like,
if I
if
ever
I ever
mentioned
mentioned
something
something outside of
those
those
safe
safe
careers, I
careers,
get the
I
look
get
like,
the look like,
are you
"Are you sure? Can you even earn from that?" It makes you question yourself. Like, maybe your dreams aren't valid because they don't fit the mold. And it's tough because, of course, we all want to make our families proud. But at the same time, you're torn between choosing what you really want and what they expect from you.
That's so true. And sometimes you don't even get the chance to explore what you really want because you're already boxed into that expectation.
Yes, exactly. It's like you're already carrying the pressure from school. Then you carry that silent expectation from your family and your community. Before you know it, you're just moving in whatever direction they point you, not really sure if it's what you want.
And that's the sad part because maybe if there was someone there to help you sort through those expectations and your own dreams, you wouldn't feel so lost. Speaking of that, did you ever try reaching out to someone, maybe a teacher or a counselor or anyone who could guide you?
I did. There was this point where I was really struggling. I felt so lost. So I tried to look for someone who could help me. I approached a teacher once, hoping for advice, but the response I got was kind of vague. It was something like, just follow your heart or choose what makes you happy. And while it sounds nice, it didn't really help me figure things out. Because what if I didn't know what made me happy? There was even a time I went to one of those offices where you're supposed to get advice or help with jobs. But the person I talked to barely knew anything about what I was asking. It was so discouraging. I left feeling even more confused than when I arrived.
And honestly,
Honestly, that's what made me realize how important real career guidance is. Not just someone tell you, do what you love, but someone who's ready to help you understand your options, who listens, and who can guide you step by step. Because when you're young, you really need that. You need someone to remind you that it's okay to be unsure. You really, but there are ways to figure it out. You're not just supposed to guess your way through.
Okay, so now let's hear from you, Danielle Malalis. Earlier, Christine shared how the people around her influenced her decisions. For you, how did your environment or the people around you shape how you saw your future? Did that play a big role?
Honestly, yeah, it did. Growing up, most of the people I knew were just surviving, taking whatever jobs they could find because there weren't many options, especially in our place. Seeing that every day, it sticks in your head, making you think that maybe there's all there is for you too. I'd hear people talk about becoming pilots, engineers, doctors, but in my mind, it felt like that's not for us. That's for people with connections, with money. I didn't even allow myself to dream that far because it seemed impossible. It's like you're trapped in by the situation you're born into, and you start believing that settling is normal, that it's safer not to dream too big because disappointment hurts more. There were days I'd just sit outside watching people pass by, wondering, is this how my life's gonna be too? Just doing whatever's available, not really what I want. It scared me, but I didn't know what to do about it.
That's really honest, Daniel. Sometimes we don't even realize how much our surroundings limit us. But was there ever a time where you felt hopeful? Like a moment where you thought, maybe I can dream bigger?
Yeah, there were those moments, but they were small, like during career week at school or when random guests would visit and share their stories. I remember one speaker talking about how he came from nothing, worked hard and became successful. For a second, I thought maybe I can do that too. But the problem was, no one really told us how to get there. It was always dream big, but without real steps or guidelines. So the hope would come and then fade just as quickly because reality kicks in. You look around and realize you don't even know where to start. And when no one is there to guide you, the dream feels too far away. You start questioning yourself. Am I even good enough? Is it worth trying if I'll probably fail? The doubt creeps in, making it easier to settle for what's familiar rather than chase something that feels impossible.
You know what, Danielle? That it's like being feeling stuck between wanting something more but not knowing how to even reach. About your school, Danielle, do you think they could have done more to prepare students like you for what comes after?
Honestly, yeah, I think schools should really focus more on that, not just teaching us math or science, but preparing us for life. I feel like most of us were just told to pick a track and stick with it, without really understanding what comes after. No one really sat us down and asked, what do you see yourself doing? What are you passionate about? Because it's always just pick this because it's practical, or pick that because there's money there. If someone had explained to me, really explained what each path meant, what the struggles would be, what's required, maybe what I would have seen things differently. Maybe I wouldn't feel so lost now.
That's so true. Sometimes all it takes is someone asking the right questions, helping us see our own potential.
Exactly. Because when no one asks, you start thinking maybe there's nothing special about you, that maybe you're just meant to go whatever life pushes you. And that's a sad way to live. Always wondering what would have been if someone had just guided you even just once. That's why now I really believe career guidance isn't just important, it's necessary. It's what separates those who make it from those who just get stuck.
You know what? Thank you for that. Tina. You really put into words that what so many young people are probably feeling but don't know what to say.
Yes, and with that, we want to give you the bigger picture of the issue.
The struggles of out of school youth go beyond personal challenges. This issue affects the economy and the society as a whole. When young people lack career guidance, they are more likely to face unemployment or end up in low paying jobs and unstable jobs. The youth unemployment rate is significantly higher than of adults, making it harder for them to contribute to economic growth. Without proper support, these young people are left without career paths for their future, which impacts not just their personal success, but the development of workforce as well. Kriti, can you elaborate?
Absolutely. The lack of career guidance doesn't just affect employment, it also leads to emotional and psychological struggles. Studies show that young people without career direction are more likely to experience emotional distress, leading to lower confidence and motivation in finding stable work. Many out of school youth experience stress and anxiety because they feel lost and uncertain. Uh, because now we're over 65% of out of school youth lack career counseling. The risk of long term poverty increases. Without access to career guidance programs, many young people end up in formal jobs with little to no job security, making it harder to improve their quality of life.
Exactly. This issue doesn't just impact individuals, it affects families and entire communities. When young people struggle to find stable jobs, it becomes harder for them to support themselves and their loved ones. This cycle of unemployment and underemployment contributes to poverty, making it even more difficult for future generation to succeed. Addressing this issue isn't just about helping individuals. It is about building a stronger, more sustainable society.
So, Sam, now let's talk about solutions. If you could create the ideal support systems, what would you? So, for me first, a mentorship program would be amazing. Having a mentor in a field would have helped students understand the process better. As for Christine's case, she really struggled with navigating the application process for nursing schools, understanding the specific requirements for scholarships, and even just knowing what to expect once she started her studies. A mentor could have guided her through all of that, but more importantly, they could have offered her emotional. Hearing her story, it was a really lonely and stressful time for her, and having someone who understood what she was going through would have meant the world.
So, what kind of mentor would have been most helpful, Pretty?
So, definitely a local nurse who knows the industry here in Mindanao, someone who understands the challenges and opportunities specific to her region, someone who could have answered her questions about the different hospitals, the type of nursing jobs available, and the best paths to take to get there. But also someone who could have just, listened, offered encouragement, and helped her believe in herself when she was feeling overwhelmed and doubtful. The kind of personalized guidance and support would have made such a difference. So, about you, what kind of support would have helped?
So, career path workshops would have been really helpful, like a seminar explaining the steps to entering different professions. If there had been clear sessions on qualifications, required training, and the realities of different jobs, it would have been much easier to make informed decisions. It would also be great to hear directly from professionals who could share their experiences and advice. Having a structured guide would save people from spending hours searching for scattered and often confusing information.
That's a great idea. What specific information would have been valuable to you?
I think that specific information would be about qualifications, training requirements, and application processes would be extremely helpful. Knowing exactly what courses to take, what exams to prepare for, and where to apply would give people confidence in their decisions. Instead of relying on bits and pieces of information from different sources, a clear and reliable guide would make the process much easier and less stressful.
Those are actually all excellent suggestions. So now let's discuss some community-based groups. In a larger scale.
A mobile app with career information and job opportunities in Mindanao. Many young people in our region lack access to computers and reliable internet. So a mobile app would be the most effective way to reach them.
Okay.
For me, partnerships with local businesses to offer apprenticeships would be a great way to help students gain experience. Getting hands-on training while studying would make it easier to transition into the industry.
Okay, so those ideas could make a real difference. So we'll share links to existing resources in our show notes.
Okay, before we wrap up, what message would you like to share with
Those young people facing similar struggles, don't give up. Keep searching for opportunities and ask for help.
You're not alone. Many young people face the same challenges, and support is out there.
Thank you, Christine and Daniel, for sharing your stories. Your voices remind us that career guidance isn't just about jobs, it's about giving young people a real chance at a better future. Without proper career guidance, young people struggle with unemployment and poverty. But with the right support, they can find stable jobs and contribute to society.
That is why UN Sustainable Development Goal 8, decent work, economic growth matter. Investing in career programs empower young people with skills and direction, breaking cycles of poverty and strengthening our economy.
But real change takes effort from schools, communities, and organizations. Everyone has a role in ensuring young people have access to career guidance.
So, if you're listening, support local career programs, advocate for guidance initiatives, or encourage someone who feels lost. Small actions make a big difference.